Homie had two wives. Two wives. I get done inspecting her ring. I walk back over to her and I'm like, here goes your ring. This man looks me in my face and goes, nice job, stupid.
Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and leave your thoughts in the comments.
Okay, grab your water and let me tell you how I accidentally ruined a marriage. So I was working at Kay Jewelers while getting my master's degree. And the policy there is that everyone who comes inside of the store and they need to get their ring cleaned or inspected, we have to look up their account to log the inspection, right? Hear that. I was following company policy. Hear that. This man and his wife come inside of the store. She comes straight up to me and she's like, I'm here to get my ring inspected. I'm like, cool. I know how to do that. Let me hook you up, girl. I grab my tablet. I'm like, who is the ring under? Whose name? And she's like, oh, my husband's name. So she tells me her husband's name, his phone number. Mr. Man back there looking at the watches. He not paying attention to nothing, okay? So I enter husband name, phone number. Cool. After I do that, two rings pop up. And they look kind of similar, okay? So it was like one ring that was like a chocolate diamond and the other ring that was like a regular diamond. It was two cluster rings. And if you know about cluster rings, they kind of all look the same. No tea, no shade. So I'm like, ma'am, is it the ring from 2012 or 2009?
This is so messy. This guy didn't think this through at all. I don't support cheating, but even if you're going to cheat, at least be smart. You know your wife's name is on the account. Why will you put another ring on that same account? She's gonna find out at some point.
She goes, 2009. So now I'm officially scared of this woman because I know what's up. I know what's tea. I can see the pieces coming together. She goes, hand me the tablet. And I go, no problem, because who am I to stand in the way of a woman scorned? So I go to the ring cleaning station and I'm cleaning the ring. And you ever been at somebody's house? You ever been at your friend's house while they get in trouble? And all you can hear is their mama yelling at them in the background and you just sitting in their room like this. That was me. So I'm sitting there inspecting the ring and all I hear is, who was that ring for? Who was in 2009? You was married? You got another wife? And I'm like, wait. Yo, homie had two wives. Two wives. I get done inspecting her ring. I walk back over to her and I'm like, here goes your ring. This man looks me in my face and goes, nice job, stupid. Because what you're not finna do is blame me for the fact that you decided to two-time at Kay Jewelers. Okay, you got bigger fish to fry, my friend. The woman has herself a little shopping spree. She gets a necklace, a watch, and a little tennis bracelet for her troubles. And they go on about their day. And that was the last inspection I did. Water's done.
That's messy. Oh my goodness. Not him blaming her for a problem he created. It's not her fault that you had two wives and you didn't tell your wife. And also, is his marriage valid if he was married before and he didn't divorce his ex-wife? I'm pretty sure you cannot have two wives at a time. In my opinion, this is not her fault. He shouldn't be blaming somebody else for a problem he caused himself.
Story time on how my ex got $10,000 from her boss. So one day she came home and was telling me that she told me that her boss was going to wire her $10,000. And I'm asking her, like, well, why? She's like, well, he owed me this money over the course of years and he just, it got the best of him. She made up this elaborate lie.
Who lent their boss money? Your boss literally makes more than you. Why on earth are you going to lend him money? I say this woman is lying. If what she's saying is true, there's no way that she'll be loaning her boss money up to $10,000 that you wouldn't know anything about. $10,000 is not a piece of change. If you are missing $10,000 from your bank account and you don't notice it, You have to be like a millionaire or something.
Pretty much saying that he got the, his conscience got the best of him, and he felt like he wanted to give her the money. So you already know, I was already side-eyeing. Now, prior to that, her and this said boss, she was his assistant. So she would, do things with him and prepare stuff for him, and do what assistants do. So they spent a lot of time together. So I really didn't think none of it until, she started to like talk about him a lot. And it really started to bother me because she would do things for him that she didn't do for me at home. Like, he would tell her to go get him some coffee or go pick up some lunch or this, that, and the third. She would do it like with no problem, but I had to twist her arm to do certain things. Like if I wanted something to eat, she'd give me a problem, on fix me something to eat or going to get me some water. I always got the face and all that stuff. Y'all know how that go. So the money came, really didn't say nothing too much of it. And then one day I was just like, yo, give him back that money. And she was like, what? And I was like, yo, give him back that money. And then she was like, no, that's my money. I ain't giving him back nothing. And I was like, well, if you don't give him back that money, we gonna have some issues. And then she was like, well, we need this money. We didn't, we on hard times. We need this money. That's gonna help us, yada, yada, yada. So during that time, yeah, we fell on some hard times financially during those times, right? So I did take that into consideration, but I'm like, nah, we ain't taking no money from another man. So I'm like, nah, give him back that money. So she was like, nah, I ain't giving him back nothing. So I said, all right, cool. So over the next couple of weeks, I was preparing myself to roll out. And the events leading up to that, y'all don't want to miss. Like for part 2.
I think your intuition is spot on, to be honest. Because what boss asks you for a loan? No boss just gives you $10,000 for a loan. In what world do you lend your boss money? Your boss makes at least 2 or 3 times what you are making. And she's also his assistant. In my opinion, she did something strange for that change. Also, the fact that she has such a big problem with returning the money, that's further proof that she's not being honest with you. I'm going to play the part 2.
I'm about to give y'all part 2 real quick. I'm parking. I'm going to the house. I'm going to give y'all part 2. But I noticed a few women asked the same question you said in your other comment. When you said, well, why would she tell you? Y'all don't tell y'all husbands stuff? Like, and plus the reason why she told me is because we have a joint account. We had a joint account at the time. And the wire, being as though it was that much money, it had been wired. So, it had been wired to our account. So obviously I was going to see it. And then being as though I'm used to, him paying her from that company and everything, of course it wouldn't have looked suspicious. So that's what they thought in their mind. They thought it wasn't going to look suspicious, but obviously it was. Part 2 of my ex getting $10,000 from her boss. So I want to start by saying this. The reason why I was broke, right, is because I was saving up money during the course of that year for, to buy a house. So things was tight. All the money I was making, all the side hustles and everything I was doing is because I was saving up for a house. And I was going to be closing and surprising her with that house within like 3 weeks. It was like under a month. So all this stuff happened right before, I got the house. So after, we had that little altercation about me telling her to send the money back to old buddy. Her car needed service. She told me her car needed service and everything. So I took it to the dealership, got the oil change and all that. So I figure I'd, do something nice and go get her car clean. So I take the car to the car wash. And she had a pair of sneakers in the car. I keep saying her car, but she got an SUV. So she had a pair of sneakers in the car. In her SUV. And as I'm cleaning out, vacuuming and all that stuff, so I take the sneakers from out the back seat and try to put it in the trunk so I could finish vacuuming. So as I'm taking the sneakers, put it in the back trunk, I noticed it was like something sticking out the sneaker. So I pulled it out. It was a pair of her thongs. So I'm like, why the heck she got thongs in her sneakers? That's weird.
Oh my goodness. Now you're getting evidence. I told you, this woman is lying to you. What is her tongue doing in her car?
And then, you know, as I'm looking at them and everything, you can see that it was like aftermath in the thongs. Now, I was kind of like what? Oh, I ain't the sharpest knife on the block, but I know what that is. Now, before I figure I would, you know, get all of my feelings and everything. I'm thinking, okay, maybe she probably had a little discharge. She was at the gym and she was working out. And, you know, women cycle down there. Women got some, you know what I mean? They cutie cats do things. So I'm like, all right, I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt that, okay. But I'm like, but still, why would she put her drawers inside her daggone sneakers? Huh?
Exactly. It just gives that she just wanted to hide the evidence last minute. It just doesn't make sense that her tongue is inside the sneaker. She probably just thought that, oh, she will probably hide it there and take it out later, and she forgot about it.
All right, I'm not gonna jump to any conclusions. I go home and fuss. And oh yeah, before that, right? Before I got to that, right? I was noticing like for months on end that inside her SUV, like a lot. I never drive her car because I got my own cars. Never drive her car. But I'll always notice every time, like, she was like, oh, go to the store with me, whether we go to Target, Walmart, whatever, grocery store. I'll always notice that her third row was always down. But I never, I'm not one of them dudes that just always make big deals out of something. So I'm like, okay. But every time I got in her car, her third row was always down. So I always used to chalk it up to that, you know, being though she did most of the grocery shopping, she would have to put her third row down to, you know, to put the groceries back there. So I just left it at that. Anyway, so fast forward, we're back to after cleaning the car and everything, and I found the thongs in her sneakers. So I said, all right, let me play this smart. So I hit my homie up, Perez, Spanish cat that, you know what I mean, this dude know his way around cars and wiring and stuff like that. He do systems, cameras, all that stuff. I remembered that my lady, my ex at that time, she wanted a what's the joint called? The car camera. The car camera thing, you know. So she wanted the dash cam. She wanted a dash cam. So I said, all right. I said, oh yeah, I'm gonna play this smart. So I hit my man Perez up. Said, hey man, you know what I mean? My lady always wanted a dash cam. So I wonder if you could put a dash cam on her joint, but like one of them two-way joints, but hide the second camera. And he was like, yeah, Poppy, I can do that, Poppy. I said, all right, Poppy. So yeah, so like, you know, I told, you know, I ordered the dash cam. He told me to order this particular dash cam. I ordered the dash cam. He said it was this particular one where he could modify. So I ordered this particular dash cam. It came to the crib, and I surprised. I said, hey, look, you know, that I got you a dash cam. She was happy that she got her dash cam. And the reason why she wanted a dash cam is because one time she was coming home from work, and it was a dude in back of her in a motorcycle. And I guess she wasn't driving fast enough for her. He was trying to go around her, but he couldn't and stuff like that. So finally, when he got around her, he hit her daggone rear view mirror and broke it off. And, you know, she called me and all that stuff. I asked, did she get the license plate and all that stuff? She didn't get the license plate. But had she had a dash cam, the dash cam would have picked up his motorcycle license plate and we could have found him, you know. But so that's the reason why she wanted a dash cam. So all this stuff works out, man. It worked out. So, you know, when the dash cam finally came in, I told her that, you know what I mean, I got to go have my man install it and everything. She used one of my cars. I used her car to go have my man install it. And, man, he did an immaculate job by hiding that daggone camera. He had the two-way camera. So I said, all right, bet. And the crazy thing is, man, what happened after that, the stuff that I caught on that camera, man, was crazy, man. Like for part 3.
That's crazy. It's actually her own idea that's going to get her caught up. This woman is definitely cheating. You cannot convince me otherwise. The seat pulled back, the tongues in the sneakers, that just smells very fishy to me. In my opinion, she's cheating. I just cannot believe that she's not cheating. and just the $10,000 from her boss. Do you know how hard it is to even convince your boss to give you a raise? And then your boss just volunteers to give you $10,000 just because he felt bad about all the money he borrowed from you, which I don't even think is true in the first place. This woman is definitely cheating. I'll be so surprised if this comes out that she was not cheating, because in my opinion, she's cheating. This just smells so fishy. I think the only good thing that came out of this is that he found out before he actually surprised her with the house, right? Can you imagine making such a big purchase with somebody that is probably cheating on you? Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna play the part 3.
Part 3, and my ex boss gave her $10,000. I want to preface this. Anybody can get caught slipping in a weak, vulnerable moment. And my ex got caught slipping. So the homie Perez installed the cam and all that stuff. Did a dope job by hiding the cam. So for a while there, man, I was kind of guilty for like a week because nothing happened on the camera. I felt kind of guilty. I'm like, man, I'm not a jealous dude. I don't go through my lady phone. I don't go through her purse. I don't follow behind chicks. I've never been that type of dude. You know what I mean? But for some reason, I felt like I had to do this. It was like something made me like, yo, just do it for your own confirmation. So the first week, nothing happened. Right? I'm like, all right, nothing, you know what I mean? First week, nothing happened.
You said that your intuition never lies to you. If you feel it deep down your gut that something is wrong, you have to follow it, because your intuition doesn't lie to you. I think this woman is so bad at lying, or she just thinks that everybody believes whatever she says.
So I was going to take the camera, the second camera off the dash cam. I was going to take it off. And then, like, literally that day, I saw some movement. It came on. So in the dash cam, I would show y'all, but she has entered the chat. She's on the first. I ain't gonna say who she is. But anybody who know me personally know my lady. At that time, my ex is an influencer herself, and she's an IG model. If I told y'all who she was, you'd be like, oh, that was your. Yeah. To keep her from suing me, I'm gonna keep it, because she already telling me don't do that. Don't nobody know who you are but everybody who already know us and know our story. You know what I mean? The internet, I ain't gonna tell the internet who you are, and they ain't gonna find you because I already cleansed you off my social media. You don't know, ain't nobody gonna know who you are, so you good. So back to the story. So, and the camera looked like they went to go get some lunch from somewhere in her car, her SUV, right? They want to go get some lunch from somewhere to get back in the car, right? So they drive somewhere. They drive to some undisclosed location. They was munching, talking. When they food, they was talking. And then he got in the back. And he told her to get in the back. She got in the back. And, they started kissing and all that stuff. Now, this part is traumatizing, man, because y'all understand. Y'all don't understand. It's traumatizing watching your lady kiss another man. And then he began to, do things.
That sounds so traumatizing, because even just finding all the little evidence is heartbreaking enough, but having video proof of it, oh my goodness. I just can't imagine how heartbroken he must feel.
Take off her shirt and take off her pants, and he started to give her some favors down there and everything. I thought she was gonna do it to him, but if she did, that would have. I was already messed up. But yeah, I continued to watch it, y'all. I continued to watch, and the more, let me tell y'all this too, man. My heart fell in my butthole. Real rap, like they begin to do the do in the third row, like I suspected. And this dude get down like a corn star. Like,
why did you keep watching it? I think the moment you saw them kiss, that was all the evidence you needed. And I think you should have just stopped there, because why would you subject yourself to so much suffering? In my opinion, that is just torture. Why would you keep watching something like that?
I'm like, listen, I do my thing. But the way this dude was getting down it was almost like he was doing something, like he was trying to prove a point. That's how he was getting. Oh my goodness, it tore me up. Tore me up. So man, I was about to crash out. When I tell you, I loaded up every arm I had. I'm about to go up there to their office, and it was about to be a scene. It was about to be a scene. I called one of my homies. She told me to calm down and think this through. Do not do nothing stupid. We don't crash out over no coochie. We don't do that over no women. And I'm like, man, that's my wife. Like, what do you know what I mean? He's like, man, I don't. So my homie talked me off for crashing out. And he right. You know what I mean? We don't chase them. We replace them.
You don't want to throw away your whole life over someone that cheated on you. Oh my goodness, you have good friends though. It's a good thing you called your friend, because can you imagine someone cheating on you and then you going to jail because of that? Yeah, it's a good thing your friend calmed you down.
So he was like, yo, listen, just calm down. You know what I mean? We gonna play this like some G's. We gonna play this like some players. So we actually played it like some players. So like, so she, you know what I mean? She got off of work and everything. Now she usually go to the gym after she get out of work. Now all the gym stuff makes sense. Let me tell you why. Y'all remember when I told y'all that I found her underwear, her thongs, and her sneakers, right? So come to find out, she go to the gym and take her shower and put her underwear and her sneakers where nobody could find them. So then, like, I guess when she bring her stuff inside the house and all that stuff, and her sneakers, she could just put them right in the, you know, laundry and all that stuff. And I'm like, oh snap, that's smart. That is genius. So what she do is she take underwear with her, go to the gym, take a shower, and you know, after, you know, all that, and come home like nothing happened. That was genius. She's smart, but I'm even smarter. Like for part 4, let me know if y'all want to hear part 4, because it gets crazier, because I keep telling you I'm a genius. I'm a chess player. I play chess. It gets crazier though. It gets crazier, but my moves and how I move strategically put her and messed her up and him up. But like for part 4.
I knew she was cheating. The moment he said that the boss wanted to give her 10,000 because he felt bad. Who gives you 10,000 for nothing? Let's just be honest. Nobody gives you 10,000 for nothing. You have to do something for that money. In my opinion, he should have just left the moment he saw that video. The revenge is not worth it, because you might end up doing something that you end up regretting for the rest of your life. So just leave. Move on with your life. Alright, I'm going to play the part 4.
Now this is part 4, and hopefully I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna wrap this up right here, because this is it's traumatizing, man, to relive this, man. It really is. It's traumatizing to relive it. But you know, I started something, I gotta end it. You know, I gotta finish it. I gotta see it through. So I left off where I told y'all that, you know, she was smart about it, but I'm a genius. So, you know, I waited for about a week, try to play it cool, chill, try to kept my composure. I cried. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Had to shed some real tattoo tears. You know, it broke me. It broke me. I'm gonna keep it all the way at being with y'all. It broke me. Yeah, so I got it all out. So I you know, I put together an elaborate plan. So this was on a Tuesday, right? I got some crabs, got some snow crabs, and I got some couple king crabs and some lobster, shrimp, like a whole mukbang mookie thing. Cause you know what I mean, we like seafood, we eat seafood together, and got that whole thing. While she was at work, you know, came home, and man, she was just happy. You know, had the whole thing laid out, you know, and everything. Had a glass of wine. I don't drink, you know, she drank wine here and there, so had a wine, man, and you know, she was happy. So what I did was, I said, let me show you something real quick. So I pulled out my phone, and I showed her the video of their rendezvous. Now, they had many rendezvous. In the course of that week. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they had about 4 or maybe 5. I think it was 5 of them. It was 5. They had 5 rendezvous where they met up in that car and they did some, you know what I mean? They got down.
You waited till the 5th time? Oh my goodness. I can't even imagine someone having this level of patience. I think the first video you saw was enough reason to call the divorce lawyers. In my opinion, call the divorce lawyers immediately. No confrontation. She's gonna get divorce papers served right away. Don't put yourself through this much torture.
So I showed her one particular one, and her face dropped. Y'all, if y'all would have seen her face, and like she started crying. She said, please, she did all that stuff. So I was like, calm down, calm down. It's all good. The deed is done. It's done. You see what I'm saying? It's done. And I'm like, and we're done. We're done. You know what I mean? It happened. It's nothing I can do. I ain't gonna, I ain't gonna hurt you. I ain't harm you. I ain't on that type of time. I mean, it is what it is, and she tried to explain herself away. She was in a depressed state. He was saying all the cute stuff, and she just didn't know, and all the stuff that all the excuses. I'm like, it's cool. Don't worry about it. It happened.
She made her bed, so she has to lie in it, right? All those tears and excuses are just to manipulate you. Because even if you were depressed, do you have to sleep with your boss? You can't go to therapy. You can't talk to your husband. You can't literally find hobbies or other things to do. And I'm not saying depression is not a big deal. It's a big problem. But you cannot blame your cheating on depression. No, because will you be okay with your husband cheating on you because he was depressed? That's not a good enough excuse, please.
Right. I said, but I want to address him like a man, and I'm going to address him tomorrow. So don't tell him that I'm come up to your job. You know what I mean? So if you want to call out, you can call out. But I'm going to address him like a man. And she thought I was going to go up there and act a fool. And I'm like, nah, I'm too thorough for that. I'm a thoroughbred. You know what I mean? I got out all my tears and all that stuff. So I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna go up there act a fool. I ain't going out like that over no coochie. I ain't gonna be sitting in jail over you and you gonna be on to the next man. Nah, I'm too thorough for that. So I just want to address him like a man and let him know, that I know. You know what I mean? So sure enough, the next day came. He know me, so he saw me. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? All that. I'm like, yeah. He tried to shake my hand. I ain't shake his hand. I said, man, listen, I'm gonna get straight to the point. I know. That's all I said. I said, he's like, you know what? I said, I know. So he kind of caught my drift. So I reached in my pocket. He was kind of like kind of scared because he thought I was probably reaching for something. I said, no, let me show you something real quick.
For real though, he's not worth even doing anything crazy. Because this is the person that is cheating on you while still married to you. If you're in jail, it's even going to be 10 times worse. In my opinion, you should have just divorced her and moved on with your life. There's no point going back and forth with her or her boss.
Showed him my phone. So he looked at me. I looked at him. I walked back to my truck. I said, I know. And then, and he was just like looking. Because I think he probably thought I was going to my truck to get something. So he went back in the office. So I went I came back and I went in there and I was like, yo, you know what? Listen. And I lift up my shirt and I show him like, I ain't got nothing. But I'm going to tell you like this, bro. And I said, you know what? Come a little closer because I told him I ain't going to do nothing to you. I just need you to hit this. I don't want to say this out loud. So I said, listen, I ain't going to tell your wife nothing because he thought I was going to, he thought I was going to tell his wife. I said, I ain't going to tell your wife. I ain't going to break up your family because his wife, I think they got like 4 or 5 kids. And, I'm sure he ain't want her to take him to the bank. He wasn't going to divorce his wife. So I said, listen. Oh, yeah, before I get there, right, I said, listen, right, before I get to what I told him. Now, mind y'all, right, I bought a crib. Remember I told y'all in part 1 that I was going to surprise her with the crib. And the reason why we was going through financial times at that time is because I was putting $50,000 down in that crib. So I saved up that $50K to put down on that new crib. She didn't know about it, so it was all going to be a surprise. You see what I'm saying? I was, all this was around the time where I was about to close. So my thinking, y'all know I told y'all I'm a genius, right? So when I told him come in, I said, listen, man, I need $60,000. I ain't gonna tell your wife. I'm gonna give you a couple months, maybe 3 months. I need $60,000. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna say nothing. I sign an NDA. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna say nothing, but I need that $60,000. And he was like, oh, I'm gonna give you that $60,000. And sure enough, He gave, like, real rap, in 3 weeks, he gave me 60,000.
He blackmailed him. I guess the least he can do for sleeping with his wife is to give him some money to close on his house though, right? The only thing this guy just said that doesn't make sense to me is that if you have a joint account with your wife, how do you save $50,000 without her knowing? Unless you yourself are lying and you're not bringing all the money home. But you know what? Get your bag right. At least now you have a broken heart, but you also have $60,000. So get your bag however you can.
Now, some of y'all might say, well, why did you ask for 60,000? Why didn't you ask for more? So let me tell you why. I told you I'm a genius. I'll tell you why I asked for 60,000. Remember, I just put 50,000 down on the crib. The crib that, you know, that was gonna be me and her forever home. You know what I mean? So I'm like, nah, he gave me I got that. I got my 50,000 back that I worked hard for that whole year, and I got 10,000 for the same thing he gave her. Boss moves. Boss moves. And guess what? So she thought we was gonna work everything out. Nah. So I said, listen, I'm moving out. She was crying and pleading. I said, I'm done. I'm out of here. So she didn't know that I had the crib, so I broke it down. She's like, where you gonna go? I said, oh yeah. Remember that house we was looking at and all that stuff? I bought it. And I showed her all the information. I was literally going to close in that house in 2 days. Went to go started moving my stuff out, put it in storage. Stayed at a hotel the next 2 days, closed on the crib, posted all over social media. Just so everybody know it was real, posted it all social media. And she was like, I left her, didn't talk to her. And then like since then, it's been a couple years, man, she been begging and pleading to come back. But when I tell you begging and pleading, talking about how she would treat me like the king of kings. I mean, she talking about how she messed up. When I tell you, even to this day, begging and pleading. She see, I'm married. I'm married, y'all. Y'all see my lady. You know what I mean? I'm married. And she told me, I know you. She ain't gonna never love you like I did. Nah, you had now you got to witness another woman have the life that you could have had because you had a thoroughbred. You had a real man. You see what I'm saying? You did me dirty. Now you got to watch this woman get the life that you should have had. And I'm done, y'all.
She will never love you like I did. Amen. I don't want someone to love me like that. Who wants to love like that? She literally cheated on you with her boss. And then the audacity to tell you that, oh, she wants to get back together with you. Why would she think that you'll be willing to get back together with her? After she treated you like that. Bro, I'm glad you moved on with your life. And then you moved on with some real money. So, in my opinion, it's a win-win for you. But the only thing I wonder is that if you closed on that house before you guys got a divorce, is she not entitled to half of the house? Because she can still sue you for that house. Because it's marital assets. You guys weren't divorced by the time you got the house. So, technically, she still owns half of the house though. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and leave your thoughts in the comments.